What's up, guys? This is David, aka Reverse Long, and today I'm here with Vitale from Flash Research. And Flash Research is my go-to for statistics, data, backtesting. It's very easy to use, very easy on the eyes. And Vitale is here to show us some new features. And Vitale is also going to be at the Friendly Bear Conference on October 10th, and he's coming to attend the workshop as well on the Friday before the conference. And Vitali is right now in Chicago, and he's gonna be traveling. I think he's in Spain. I think you're in Spain, right,
Yeah,
Vitali? So
yeah.
yeah, so in Spain, but he likes the U.S., so he comes here often. And in October, he's gonna be in California surfing and stuff. He likes to surf, so yeah, it's gonna be fun. But yeah, definitely, yeah, I can't wait for the conference in October with Tom Hougaard. So that's gonna be a fun one. But anyways, we got Vitali here. He's got some new features to show us, some Flash research. And I love Flash Research. It's really cool for tools. I use it for the Gapper stats every morning. I made it part of my process, and it's just very concise, very easy to use. And yes, making it part of my process has helped my trading out and help me, uh, go through my trading process a lot faster every morning. Like knowing my stuff ahead of time. Anyways, Vitali, how's it going? First of all, and yeah, tell us about these updates.
Hello, David. Thank you for all the introduction. Very happy to be here in the podcast, and also here in your amazing country. I am now in Chicago, uh, laying on my friend's house. And yeah, all I can say is it's an amazing country. Always that I come, it treats me all very well, and I'm so happy to be here. Um, Yeah, as you mentioned, I am the one of the co-founders of Flash Research, and I'm also a trader. In fact, I build, as I always say, Flash Research for my own process and my like trading bodies process. We did it together to have a tool wherever we can like go to find every data point that we love like to use without having to code and anything that we are not good at it. So we crafted Flash Research out of our needs, and then when we saw it was a real need in the market, we thought about like making this to like not like as a software. So yeah, we've been perfectioning the setup each time more and more and more. Like we are always working on new stuff. We are always having new ideas, and we work a lot with the ideas that the community gives us. That it's something that came with our growth. That big and good community that has helped us to build even more cool features in the software. And yeah, we've done a lot of new updates, a lot of new product releases, like feature releases. And today, I am proud to see that we are going to like we have created a new update that I think it's pretty good and pretty useful for ourselves first, because all what we do is to build things for our use and hence to the community use. Like we build it if we believe that are useful for us as traders. So in this case, this update is very cool. So if you allow me, I will like show you whatever like all the things that we have included and like show you some examples and stuff about it.
Yeah, of course. And before we do that, I think it's really cool that you created Flash Research for your own trading, and it's just like it reminds me like when I created the podcast, I did it for my own trading. I wanted to go and find more information and network and stuff. So yeah, that's cool how you created this, and it's like really a very nice product, and like it helps your trading. It just yeah, that's awesome. Um, anyway, yeah. So
It
are
is
you able
very
to
unique.
share the screen?
It is very unique. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
That we are not only systematic traders or not only discretionary traders. Like we do a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff is discretionary. A lot of stuff is systematic. So Flash kind of have all the things necessary to both worlds. In our case, like we have either a backtester tool that we can where we can like test our idea and see if they are profitable or not. But we have other tools that are more discretionary trading oriented. So yeah,
Yeah, and to add to that, that's important because I'm a discretionary trader. But discretionary traders, if like you still got to incorporate some system and some data
yeah,
to it, and an analysis. So you need somewhat. So it's like a marriage between the two is ideal, and you guys do that well. You got like some fundamental data, very lightly sprinkled on there, and you have a lot of back testing tools, gap data tools, and also like I like to use it for the market cycles. I like to know which cycle, like how's this look overall, like in the year compared to certain cycles from the before certain months. And I can do that very quickly on Flash Research, and I can use like my discretionary analysis really fast by just seeing those charts and those graphics. So yeah, it's good for system and discretionary. Absolutely.
by the way,
Um,
this 2025 is nuts, huh?
yeah, it's nuts, man. It's nuts. It's like
A
it's
lot of
it's
action right
it's
now,
like
a
the
lot.
pandemic all over again.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm
and
enjoying it a lot. I'm
it's
enjoying
gonna
it.
get, it's very interesting because now they're talking about lowering the PDT or some,
Yeah,
and then 24 hours trading. So the stats are gonna change all over again. So definitely it's gonna be interesting to watch when you collect the stuff on Flash Research. Because I know,
yeah,
like for example, before 2020, pre-market volume didn't really exist and then it became like after 2020. You can see that in the back testing. So imagine in the future we're gonna have you can see the stats before 24 hours trading and after 24 hours trading and before the PDT and after the PDT. It's gonna be very interesting, you
yeah.
know?
I think with the PDT lowering, there will be a lot of like dumb money entering the markets. It's gonna be like I think it's gonna be crazy. Like a lot of new volume getting involved, new like not expert volume, you know. Let's see
Yeah.
what happens. Let's see what happens.
We're gonna see what happens, but I'll tell you what, like my theory has always been since a long time ago, since 20 when I started to get profitable, was like I gotta get as much knowledge and experience first because when the new people enter, that's where the edge is, the knowledge and experience and the system and the rules or whatever you got. Because the new people they're gonna pay a price which is losing, to the money's gonna come to the person with the experience
Yeah.
and the knowledge. So yeah, it's going to be interesting times. But yeah, Vitali, yeah, if you're able to share the screen, you can feel free whenever you're ready.
Yeah, let me press the button. Okay, you see my screen now?
Yes, we see it.
Okay, just by the way, this is scanner we have, and this is completely free. Like if you sign up for free, you get this camera with this scanner with a little bit of delay if you're a free user, but you still got a lot of good information on this. Uh, I use this a lot, and I can also create presets, for example, like this, and getting it out of the screen. Do you see this window at the top up or not?
Yes, yes, I see it.
It's pretty cool to have it on the setup. But well, in here we have no news. We have a lot of news to come. Like we have a lot of things that we are working on right now that will be improving this section a lot. But this is for the end of the summer. Like how is the word in English? Sorry, I'm not an English speaker. So yeah, maybe at the end of the summer we will have news around this stuff and on the presets and entry alerts. That would be pretty cool, but this is for the future. Now the updates that
By
we
the
have.
way, Vitali, if you speak English very well, but if you can also say in Spanish, I'm pretty good with Spanish, man. Yo puedo hablar
Okay.
español, so you could
The,
say it. And I
the,
can,
the word that I was not finding was más o menos, like
more or
more or less,
less, more or
more
less.
or
There
less.
you go, there you
Más o
go.
menos, you
Yeah,
got it.
yeah,
That's a good slang over there.
yeah.
So yeah, the news that we have are mainly on this tool right here. That is, the gap analysis tool is the tool where we look for example, show me the stocks that gapped out more than 100% with a volume of more than a pre-market volume more than 5 million, and you click apply filters, and then you see all the stats of these stocks and how many stocks and blah, blah, blah. So for this, we did not have the float. The float was not a variable. And also the market cap was calculated on the closing price of the gap day. So there was a little how do I say, a little hindsight bias on that feature. So now we've added this section that is market cap 2 in slash is open, and this is basically the market cap calculated on the open price, like not at the closing price. We can do some test. For example, let's put a gap value of 30% and let's compare. For example, more than $1 billion of market cap, more than $1 billion, apply filters. We get 61 examples on 2025. And you see here the price action chart is a bit choppy. But then if we remove it and, for example, we put like 5 or 10 million to be more, 10 million is a bit more like big. We got more examples for sure, but the price action chart looks a bit more like clean. So like you can do this with every setup you want. You can, for example, put that you want a fade from the pre-market high to the open price, and then the volume being 5 million on the pre-market and the gap being 70%. You can test whatever you want, but with market cap adjusted to the opening price. Also, you got these filters. The first one being, well, shares outstanding, how many shares issued by the company. The shares float, that is available for public trading, as you know. This is the one that we look more into as a trader myself. And the shares free float, that, as you know, is a percentage. You can, like, there's stocks that have a lot of the float kind of blocked. So you can test for that and, for example, whatever you want. For this example, I wanted to show you a bit of, for example, let's see the difference between a smaller float and a bigger float. I thought about having a float limit of 1 million, and let's see, pre-market volume of 1 million to avoid those weird stocks. We got 70 under the million, under the million shares float, and we got these stats, 78% red closes, so a lot of red closes there. Look at this spike at the open, showing volatility. We got 42% of average high spike, and look at the the movement, like how volatile they are. And now, for example, let's seek for a maximum amount, like a minimum amount of 5 million float, 5 million share float. Look, right away, this looks completely different. Like we don't see as much squeezers. This is logical, as you know, because of the supply and demand effect. But it's cool to see the numbers. Look, from 40%, we've lowered it to 28% of high spike, average high spike. And then we are not seeing a spike here before it crashes, and the crash is a lot more smooth. So what I said, you can test this to whatever setup you want to, like, you have plenty of filters to filter out and like tailor your needs. For example, something that pops up a lot, even more in your community, the country. you're not like the China stocks guy. You
Yeah.
can test it out. Uh, you can test, for example, China
They used to,
microflow.
they haven't been problematic for a little bit from what I've seen, but like for a while, they're going insane. I don't know how the stats are recently, like last 6 months. Maybe it's
I
changed.
got two examples of them.
Yeah, is there a way to see the last 6 months compared to the last year or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's see. To 2020 with a float of maximum 3 million shares, for example. Let's see. We got 41 and they are mm, on January they've been problematic. Then June is
Yeah,
bully, bearish. May we get a spike. I don't know. I like also to look for Asian stocks, like to widen more the search
yeah.
region. Let's see.
Yeah, you can see the whole continent. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
we have more examples. Wow, this is huge. It shows there are a lot of spikes, a lot of squeezers, and look, wow,
Yeah,
they are crazy, actually. Yeah. Let's see if we put this in here as a minimum. What happens? A lot more calm, like they don't spike that much whenever the float is bigger. Look, the difference is big.
yeah.
Pretty cool.
And biotechs, I remember doing the back test on biotechs. Those are overall they squeeze the most. You can see.
On biotechs. Let's 3 million maximum float. 188. You see this little spike over here, 34% of average high spike, and not that much as I thought it would be.
Hmm.
Okay, let's check the last 2 years. This 2024 got crazy for sure. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and kind of 6 months that were squeezy, like half of the year. And it's 2025 calm at the beginning of the year, except for January, and then June and July has been a little crazy. Yeah, it's cool to stick around
Yeah,
like those
it's
kind of ideas and stuff and see it with the stats. It's very funny.
yeah,
And yes, this is everything for this part. We have the flow, those flows of options that can help a lot when doing searches. And then we transfer those flow things to the backtester tool also, along with other features that I will show you today now. First of all, we got now an option to select which day of the week are you testing. Like for example, there's a lot of strategies that turned out to be very worse on Monday rather than the other days, at least in my case. So now I can see if a strategy on Monday is good or not, or it loses money. So I can do it like here. In this case, I will select every day. Remains the same as before. Short, the initial balance, short, long, the time frame of the like the candlestick on which the strategy is gonna calculate itself is based on this time frame that you select. In this case, I will let it for 1 minute. Maximum amount of re-entries, how many times we can entry after stop loss. Note that this is 5 re-entries counting the entry. So it would be 6 tries, like 5 re-entries after the entry. Trading session is going to be market. We can select pre-market, remember. Risk management, I like to use fixed risk to avoid getting a distortion and see like the clear picture of the equity curve. And then there's something else that we added here, and it's the commission slash fees. This is different from it was before. We had a little bit of like there were a lot of people telling us that it was not as precise having the way we had it. We had it two ways: dollar per trade and percentage per trade. The way that I love to use it was percentage per trade. I had a tendency to use like a 10% of the trade, and that meant that, well, it means now because there's still available. It means that over the P&L, like if you made $100 on that trade and the commission is 10%, you really made $90. And $10 is on commission. So if you made 1,000, 100 is on commission. You know, depending on which percentage you put. Now you can do dollar per share, so you can match your real costs, and you can add a plus, an extra for commissions and stuff. So there will be a lot of people that telling us now, wow, we need to include a local fee and I don't know what fee. Yeah, we are like working, and the idea is to get all of these, but we are doing like part by part. Now, the best is to use like this and increase it a little bit to account for the locates and slippage and stuff. But in the future, it will be there for sure. So for now, it's a bit more precise than it was before. Gap filters. So yeah, the shares float, market cap 2 calculated on the open price. So you got no hindsight bias there. Shares outstanding, shares float, and shares free float, the same stuff that we were talking about before. You can add it and test it out based on that. For example, let's put shares float on over 1 million shares. Then the entry exits, there's nothing new over here, but there is something that is cool that you can do now that you could not before. And it is like breakdowns. In this case, I am looking for a breakdown of VWAP after 940. I choose bar open above VWAP and then bar close below VWAP. So that's a breakdown. I put it like in here because I added it before. Like it's nothing. There's no problem on having this above or below. It's just a condition. So yeah, in the past, if you did this, you could not like put the stop loss on the beginning of that movement. So it means that if a candle breaks the VWAP, you had to put like a percentage of a stop loss, like entry price, with 10% of like entry price plus 10%, and that's a stop loss, or high of day, that's a stop loss, or high of day plus a percentage, or blah blah blah. This is on the exit settings. And now we've added a new feature, two new features that are entry bar high and entry bar low. This is great because you can put the stop loss on the same candle that you enter and put it in the high of that candle. And for example, it's very cool to do it on the breakdowns, on this case of VWAP, because you are putting the stop loss on your actual point of where that movement started. So you get a lot more of, it's a lot more precise. And not only for this case, like there are hundreds of cases and hundreds of ideas that you can test better with this new feature. So in this case, we added the stop loss on the bar entry, the entry bar high. Take profit, we are not going to put it, but remember you can put it, and also you got those new things. And another cool, very cool thing, in my opinion, that we've added is a conditional entry based on the EMA. For example, what I've created here is a condition that says after 2 p.m., close the trade if there's a bar that closes above the EMA of 20 periods. In this case, this is useful for avoiding getting into reclaims. So if at the end of the day the stock starts reclaiming a bit, you will get out if you get like if you have a condition like this. You couldn't do this before, and now you can do it and combine it with time of day or a lot more things that you can. Like there's a lot of features, like for example, bar volume. Like you can select the volume of the bar or cumulative volume, or not cumulative volume, sorry, cumulative green bar, cumulative red bars, like whatever you want is here, pretty much everything. And this missing thing is also added. It's not only EMA, like you can use SMA and of this stuff that was previously. Once you get this, you can click here and put the period that you want. In this case, I selected 20 period EMA. And yeah, overview, as always, let's click on simulate and see what we got. I'm testing here from 2024, I think, to avoid like um, charging a lot of data now. I have a little bad internet, so for it to go faster, I selected less time. Uh, I don't know what I touched here. I touched something, but I saved it here. So worries. This is the strategy that I wanted to look. It's the same that we selected. Yeah, it's the same. I don't know what I touched before, but yeah, we get this strategy and look at how this looks on real trades. You got here a breakdown of the VWAP, close below, you enter, your stop loss is on the high of that candle. Something really that could match what I would do discretionary. I like to, when I short and something discretionary, I like to put my stops on whether the movement started. It seems like a very logical reasoning. And then it get out when it crosses the EMA. That, by the way, is not here. Let me put it. Let me adjust it real quick. Okay. 20. Let's make this color. So 2 p.m. bar closes above the 20 EMA. It gets out a trade. For example, another trade. You enter on the break of the VWAP. The stop loss goes on whether this candle started, and then whether, well, this is something we have to add to have the EMA popping out automatically. We will, just haven't noticed yet. And then whenever this closes above, it closes you out. So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing to have. Look, in this case, the same. It can prevent you from a nasty reclaim, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, the thing that I like the most is to be able to test those kind of breakdowns with the actual stop on place and not guessing like how much percentage will the majority of them be, as I did before. So yeah, every time we are like adding those key things and key areas that improve, in my opinion, a lot the product. Then, well, you have this to check out the months and PNL, the daily analysis, that it's like your traded view calendar. If you click here, you go to the trades of that day. For example, this one. So yeah, let me know what you think. You like it?
Yeah, I like it, man. And you have the calendar there that breaks it down. You can go into the trades. Like it's, yeah, what you guys done is great, man. It's very intuitive, very easy to use. Um, how's that strategy, by the way, that you created? Is it the results overall? Is it good? Let's see.
Well, it's at least it's profitable. Like if I were to implement
Oh
it
yeah,
to
it's profitable. Yeah.
my portfolio, I would like try to tighten up a little bit more, like the P&L curve, not to be as this
Yeah.
bumpy. And I don't like this, but I think that's a great idea to start with
Yeah.
building something. great, in my opinion. Then
Beautiful.
another cool thing that you can do is, for example, add the free float, the shares float filter, and like let's see what happens when the float is less than 3 million. See if the strategy performs well or not as well. It's cool to do now. Like we could not do this before. You see, the strategy doesn't get any like
Yeah.
it gets worse, but not that much. So maybe the idea that you could have the lower floats don't work as well could be wrong, or maybe you can test whether these stocks you can test these stocks with a higher cost, maybe because the low kits are going to be like most of the time are going to be more expensive than the bigger floats one. Uh, or I don't know, you could look at the stop losses and see like maybe the patterns, see if them turn too crazy. This is telling you be disciplined here. Don't skip a stop loss on a low floater. Never
Yeah.
again. Never, never. Well, this is a misprint actually. Um, Look at this crazy stock.
Yeah.
In this case, I guess it doesn't affect it really much because we are saying um, like getting in when the VWAP gets broken. So in this case, it doesn't affect that much to the strategy. But yeah, you can test if your ideas get affected a lot with float and stuff. It's pretty useful for us. But
Yeah.
yeah, this
This is
thing,
excellent.
the thing I
Um,
got.
Excellent. And Vitali, you mentioned a discount for the listeners and the viewers. What do you?
Yeah, we got a discount code today, Friday. That is the day that we are releasing this update. We are recording it on Wednesday, by the way, but the
Uh-huh.
release is on Friday. And you guys that will be seeing this, we will have a discount code of 25% for this update, and it's promo 25. So
So
promo 25.
promo 25. I'll have
Yeah.
that in the show notes too. And I guess a really nice discount for a really, really good software.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent.
Our way to work is to like work always on new stuff and have a lot of back and forth tests. Like we have some beta versions and we are testing a lot of things constantly. And whenever we have something ready, we like to offer it with a discount to the community. So this is the case.
Yeah,
And
and
it, it
it's
won't
always
last it won't last very much. Like it's a 1 day
beautiful.
discount, you cut it out.
Beautiful. Yeah, you guys are always updating and always making it better. It's already good, but it's like I wrote in a Tesla recently and like they update that thing like every month or two, you know? So it's just like you guys are constantly working and updating, it gets better and better and better. Yeah, good stuff. And yeah, Vitaly, thanks for coming on. I'll see you at the conference regardless. I know we got 2.5 months left, but man, that's gonna be good. And
Yeah.
yeah, tickets are available for the conference at friendlybearconference.com. Uh, and then the discount for the flash research over here is promo 25. I'll have it in the show notes. Thanks, Vitaly, for coming on. And yeah, we'll see each other soon. We'll probably do another podcast soon between the now and the conference. Thanks a lot,
Thank you
man.
for thank you for inviting me, David. I love to be here in your show, and
Yeah,
I will be seeing you there in LA in 2 months.
for
I, I'm
sure.
I'm really looking forward to that event.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Same here. All right, guy. All right, I'll see you later. See you, guys. All right,
Brother.
bye.
Bye bye.